In the stillness of the dawn, where the whisper of the wind sings through the trees, lies a truth often overlooked. The quiet mind is the gateway to wisdom. Yet, in a world tumultuous with noise, few dare to tread this path. Kaito, a weary traveler, burdened by the chaos of his life, finds himself at the threshold of a tranquil village. As he steps through the stone archway that marks the entrance, a deep sigh escapes his lips. The vibrant green of the landscape, dotted with cherry blossoms dancing in the gentle breeze, offers a stark contrast to the clamor in his soul. This village, he hopes, will be the sanctuary he desperately seeks, a place to unravel the tightly woven threads of anxiety and doubt that have clouded his purpose. Kaito's heart is heavy with unspoken fears. Shadows of past failures haunt him, moments where he felt inadequate, where the weight of expectations crushed his spirit. The questions gnaw at him like an insatiable beast. Am I enough? What is my purpose? It is during a quiet moment by the village well that he overhears whispers of a master, a sage whose wisdom is revered by all. They speak of his ability to guide lost souls toward clarity through the practice of a quiet mind. Kaito's curiosity piques. Could this master hold the key to unraveling the confusion that binds him? Though plagued by doubt, he feels a spark of determination ignite within him. Kaito knows this master might be the answer to his silent prayers. However, the thought of approaching such a figure fills him with apprehension. What if the master sees through his facade? What if he is deemed unworthy of guidance? Despite the fear, he chooses to venture into the unknown, driven by a yearning that stretches beyond the confines of his uncertainty. As he makes his way to the master's dwelling, the air becomes thick with anticipation. Each step toward the wise man's abode feels weighted with significance, as if the very earth is urging him onward. Upon arrival, he finds Kaito hesitates, caught between the desire for guidance e a medo de vulnerabilidade. Bem-vindo, o mestre espota. Sua voz é uma melodia melódica que ressoa no ritmo da terra. O que te leva para esse desaforto? Kaito toma momento, grapeando com as palavras que dançam na ponta da língua. Trago paz, responde poema, bem abaixo da língua. Estou herdendo a chaos da minha vida. The master observes him with eyes that seem to pierce through the veil of Kaito's turmoil. To find peace, one must first embrace the quiet within, he responds enigmatically. But tell me, what stirs in your heart that disrupts this stillness? Faced with such an inquiry, Kaito's emotions threaten to spill over. He speaks of his fears, of failure, of judgment, of being adrift without purpose. With each revelation, the burden within him feels slightly lighter. Yet the weight of vulnerability leaves him trembling. As Kaito lays bare the fortress of doubts, to quiet it is not to silence it, but to understand it. Kaito's heart pounds as he contemplates the master's words. Could it truly be so simple? The sun begins its descent, casting a golden hue over the landscape, mirroring the dawning realization within Kaito. Here, in this tranquil village, a flicker of hope ignites amidst the shadows. Yet the journey ahead remains daunting. How does one cultivate a quiet mind in a world so loud? As the day fades, Kaito's decision to seek the master solidifies. It marks the beginning of an inner journey he never anticipated. With determination swelling in his heart, he knows that embracing the unknown is the first step toward transformation and understanding. Tomorrow I will return, Kaito promises, infused with a newfound sense of purpose. With the village cloaked in twilight, he takes one last look at the master, who sits in serene contemplation. Kaito understands now that this is not merely a search for peace. It is the beginning of a profound, and so, the stage is set for Kaito's transformation, a path woven with the threads of philosophy and introspection, beckoning him toward the enlightenment he so desperately seeks. As the sun dips below the horizon, Kaito makes a silent vow to delve deeper into the wisdom that awaits him. There, in the heart of the tranquil village, the promise of a quiet mind lingers like an unturned page, waiting for his story to unfold. As the light fades, the echoes of Kaito's heart murmur in the stillness, setting the stage for the next chapter of his journey towards understanding and self-discovery. As the sun begins its descent, casting a warm golden hue over the landscape, Kaito feels a stirring within him, a flicker of hope ignited by the master's words. The serene atmosphere envelops him, and he sits cross-legged before the master, ready to embrace the teachings that might illuminate his path. The master, embodying tranquility, gestures for Kaito to listen closely. Let us begin with this. He envisions the tumultuous waves of his thoughts, crashing against the shores of his mind. But how can I learn to flow when I feel so overwhelmed? He asks, vulnerability creeping into his voice. The master smiles gently, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. To quiet the mind is to understand its nature. Imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. They come and go, but the sky remains unchanged. You are the sky, Kaito. Your thoughts do not define you. They are merely visitors. Kaito closes his eyes, visualizing the clouds. He begins to recognize his thoughts as transient, like leaves carried by the wind. Slowly, he feels the tension in his chest ease, each breath becoming a little lighter. What if the clouds are dark and heavy? He questions, a hint of doubt still lingering. Ah, the master replies, a knowing smile gracing his lips. Embrace them. Acknowledge their presence without judgment. This is the first step towards peace. Acceptance. Do not fight against the stow. Like bamboo, which bends with the wind yet remains rooted, you must find strength in flexibility. Allow yourself to grow in different directions. Your purpose may evolve, just as the seasons change. Kaito reflects on the bamboo, its resilience and grace. He realizes that his fears of inadequacy have shackled him to a rigid path, one that does not honor the fluidity of life. So I must embrace change? He asks, curiosity sparking within him. Indeed, the master replies, his voice like a soft breeze. Life is a series of moments, each one a lesson. When you cultivate a quiet mind, you open yourself to these lessons. They will guide you towards your true self. Remember, a still pond reflects the beauty around it. A chaotic one distorts it. Kaito opens his eyes, a sense of calm washing over him. He envisions himself as that still pond, reflecting the world with clarity. I want to learn to be still, he admits, the sincerity in his voice palpable. The master nods approvingly. Then thank you, master, he whispers, gratitude swelling in his heart. The master smiles, a serene look of fulfillment on his face. You are already on your way, Kaito. Trust the process. The quiet mind is not a destination, but a lifelong practice. In that moment, Kaito feels a deep sense of belonging, as if he has finally found his place in the world. He rises to his feet, the weight of his burdens now transformed into a lightness of being. He steps away from the master, ready to embrace the lessons learned. As he walks through the village, the beauty of the surroundings becomes even more vibrant. The cherry blossoms sway gently in the breeze, their delicate petals dancing like thoughts freed from the confines of his mind. Kaito feels the warmth of connection with the villagers, their smiles reflecting the peace he now carries within. He pauses by the village well, gazing into the still water. The reflection staring back at him is no longer marred by self-doubt. Instead, he sees a figure. He embraces the stillness around him, knowing it will guide him through the noise of life. And as the stars twinkle like distant dreams, Kaito feels a sense of belonging, not just to the village, but to the world itself. His heart beats in rhythm with the universe, a testament to the power of a quiet mind. But the master, still sitting in his haven of tranquility, knows that this is just the beginning. There are deeper lessons yet to unfold, waiting for those who dare to listen. Yet the master still had another revelation, one that few are prepared to hear. And as Kaito's journey continues, the whispers of wisdom beckon him to explore further, to share the teachings of stillness and adaptability with those around him. As he gazes into the horizon, he knows he is ready to embrace whatever comes next, armed with the power of a quiet mind.